Hello my friend and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah and today I'm going to be recreating this image right here of Cindy Crawford on the cover of Vogue. This is the final look, so if you want to see how I achieved this look, please continue watching. Anything that I use on my face I will leave in the comments down below. And today the new product that I'm using is the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I believe these went live a few weeks ago. I can't remember. I just know that Sephora is still advertising them as brand new. I will have my thoughts and opinions at the end of the video for that, and let's zoom in and get this look started. The first things we're going to do are our eyebrows. Looking at the reference photo here, she has very full, very groomed, big fluffy eyebrows, and so we're going to try and achieve the same effect. I already have big full eyebrows. I don't really have to do too much to my eyebrows to get them to look thick and full because I already have lots of hair there. So whatever eyebrow products that you are comfortable using to really achieve a fluffier brow, that's all you need to do. So for me, I just go in with a little bit of like a brow pencil, and then I comb with the gel, and then maybe add with like a pen a few hairs if I need to cover some spots. So I'll show you how I do that process. I just kind of slightly flick my brow pencil at the base of my brow. And this is more so just to really capture that shape. I try to make it as even as I can, but I think my eyebrows have two different types of arches. So it's not really about being too exact, it's just having the line there. And then I just kind of go in and fill it out where I need to. And I usually use a pencil that's maybe a shade lighter than what my hair is, because I still want to keep the texture of my hair, but I just want to fill in those little bald spots. Or I guess the spots where like my skin kind of shows through. So now I'm going to go in with my gel. And for me, I always go against the hair first to kind of pull the hair up and out. Like, see, that looks crazy, huh? And then I just comb in the direction that I want the hairs to go. For me, I think that really lifts the hairs and helps me place them, because I have very heavy and resilient hair that doesn't ever like to listen to me. And I just comb a little bit of it forward in the front. And then I take the edge of my brush and I just use that to flatten my brows. Okay, so now that I've combed some of the gel in, I let it kind of set in place. And then I'm going to take my eyebrow marker, is that what this is called? I have my brow pen. And I start from the base and flick up. Okay, so now that we have our eyebrows done, we're going to go in with our face products. And today I'm just going to go in with a skin tint. Nothing too crazy. I'm not really sure what kind of foundation she's using in the photo. I don't know if they had a lighter coverage foundation in the 90s. But her skin just looks really, really nice, and you can get that same effect without having to use something that's super heavy. So it's just what your preference is. For me, I just want something that kind of evens me out and kind of covers some of the little imperfections that I have. I don't have anything that's too crazy right now. And then just gives me a nice base to build off of. Next, I'm going in with my concealer. I'm not going to do any heavy concealing because I don't need to, nor does it look like she has any heavy concealing in her photo. She just has a brighter under eye. So I'm just going to highlight in the spots that I normally would. So now that that's blended out, I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit before I set it with any kind of powder, just in case it settles in any fine lines that I might have or in any weird spots. It's easier for me to let it sit and then try to blend out those lines before I set it with powder. What is my next step? Oh, I'm gonna go in with a bronzer. Am I gonna do a little bit of contouring? Maybe, possibly. Okay. So I'm gonna take my bronzer. She kind of has it to like hollow out her cheeks. So I'm gonna do the same. And you want to make sure that you get around your hairline as well. Because it may not look like it in the photo, but you can see that even where her hairline is, she has bronzer there. So now that we're bronzed, you can see that my cheekbones look a little bit elevated and a little bit lifted. But I'm going to actually contour down the center of my nose, but not with my bronzer. I'm going to actually use a cooler tone bronzer. To mimic a shadow. And you want to make sure that you take it to the base of your eyebrows. To really pull out that shape. And I'm going to take a little bit under my nose. And then I'll use that same sponge I was using to blend out my bronzer. And I'm just going to blend out the lines on my nose. For eyes, she doesn't really have much of an eyeshadow look. A lot of the 90s looks is using like a really deep brown, or you're going to be taking like a black and kind of just doing like an eyeliner look more or less, and just kind of shaping the eye. So I'm just going to rub, or I'm just going to place this lighter shade in the crease of my eye. I'm using the Dusty Rose shade from this Soft Glam 2 palette, just to carve out the crease of my eye. I'm going to take this darker shade, and I'm just going to trace the lid, or like the lid right here. And then I'm going to take that same brush I was using to apply the crease shade and just kind of rub it over my lid. So it looks like I'm wearing something there, but not really a whole lot of anything. And then I am going to line my lids. But I'm not gonna do a wing. I just want to drag out that line a little bit. I'm going to add some lashes. I'm going to do that off camera. I will be right back. Okay, now that we have lashes on, we're going to go in with our blush. She seems to be using a more muted kind of pink. So I'm going to do the same. And she has it like, if you smile and you see the little apples of your cheeks, she seems to have it kind of go underneath and sweep up. Now that blush is done, we're gonna go in and line our lips. And so now we're gonna go in with our lipstick, and the lipstick I'm gonna be using today is the Charlotte Tilbury Modern Matte, or the Luminous Modern Matte Long Lasting Lipstick. This is in the Super Nudes collection, and I'm using the shade Supermodel. They do have a lipstick that is specifically dedicated to Cindy Crawford. I believe the shade is called Cindy. I can't remember what the name of that collection is. I will leave it here. And there's a few other shades in that collection that are just inspired by, I think, either models of that time period or other just like popular, beautiful women of that time. Is that the one that the Kim... she has a shade for Kim Kardashian, and I don't know if it's in that collection or if Sephora just has it as like a separate category. But I'm hoping this is like the iconic like a 90s model shade. It smells like vanilla-y almost. I want them to make the shade in like all of her other lips. This is exactly the shade I was looking for. Because I'm using the Cindy Crawford image from Vogue as my reference photo for this look, I am going to go ahead and put her mole on her lip, or recreate the mole on her lip on my face. I'm just going to use a freckle pen for this. But let's see. I think hers is like right at the corner of her lip. So I'm going to do the same. Do I look like Cindy Crawford? Is that good placement? I tried to not get it exactly in my crease. I just lined it with the one that I already have right here. Okay. So let's zoom out and wrap up this video, and I can give you some final thoughts. Okay, so this is the final look, and I really do like this. I think this is like a very simple, everyday kind of look. I think maybe in the 90s, this was like a little bit harder to do, but I just think that the quality of products they had then made this like a harder look to accomplish, because I don't think people just had access to like a dusty rose eyeshadow shade and like this color lipstick, or maybe they did. I can't truly remember that far back in like makeup history. I was like around at the time, but like, I don't know, I just remember there always being like the little blue eyeshadow compacts from like Revlon, and they would have like blue, green, and purple. And I don't know, I just don't think that the quality of products was there. I think what we have now is just really top notch, especially for like drugstore or even in like the higher end. I just think formulas are way, way better. So I think it's really easy to kind of capture that look. I really, really enjoy this. I think this is very simple, and I really, really love this lip color. I think it's very flattering on me. And that's it. That's all I really have. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this look? Who's your favorite 90s supermodel babe? And if you would like to see another kind of model recreation, let me know in the comments down below. And I will see you guys next time.